Hi, I'm Joe Carbonara, and I'm the editor of Food Service Equipment and Supplies Magazine. The concept of healthy eating seems to be top of mind for most consumers today, and the newly introduced healthcare legislation is only shining a brighter light on it. While ingredients can play an important role in cultivating healthier eating habits, the fact remains that food service equipment plays a key role in achieving this goal. Simply put, using the wrong preparation can negate any of the nutritional gains made through proper ingredient selection. One of the examples I like to use in that all the time is the fact that we all know that broccoli is a superfood, and right up to the point where I deep fry it and I batter it up and I deep fry it and then I dip it in some extra heavy buttermilk ranch dressing. So food equipment and food preparation are very key in terms of healthy eating. Another segment of the food service industry that I think is playing a very key and important role in the evolution of healthy eating is the healthcare food service segment. I think healthcare plays a key role in it in so many different levels. When you're taking care of patients, they need to be able to eat and get their strength up and get back. And healthcare is feeding so many more people now than they used to. It's not just tray service and room service like we talked about previously. The majority they feed a lot of visitors onto their campus every day. So with that in mind, I've asked two food service professionals here from the healthcare industry to join me today. Sitting immediately to my right is Denisa Kate. She is Director of Food and Nutrition Services for the Henry County Medical Center in Paris, Tennessee. Denisa is also President of the Association for Healthcare Food Service. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, AHF is a trade association for healthcare food service operators, self-operated healthcare food service operators. And sitting to her right is Chris Schroeder. Chris is Director of Nutritional Services at Swedish Medical Center in Seattle. And Chris is a past president of AHF as well. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Good afternoon.
Thank
Thanks
you
for having us.
Chris, let's start with you. It seems to me that when it comes to creating more healthful eating and dining options, food service equipment is really often an overlooked component in this whole process, despite the impact that it can truly have. Why do you think people look past the equipment in preparation?
Well, I think, I have to say that self-operated healthcare food service directors and managers have long been cognizant of healthful food preparations, merely by the nature of the public that we serve. And many of us have training in the nutrition field. And I think we have been cognizant of the role that the appropriate equipment can play in healthful food preparation. I think there might be some factors at play here outside of sort of the food service components. And one of those is that right now in our current economy, capital dollars for equipment purchases are very, very scarce, especially in healthcare. So our opportunities to really experiment with new equipment or to bring in new equipment kind of fall into two categories. One is when we simply have to replace a piece of equipment that is beyond its useful life or has failed in some way. The other opportunity is new construction, and that comes along few and far between. But construction of new hospital is an absolutely fabulous opportunity, not only for the meal service for patients, but what Joe alluded to in the retail areas where we actually do the majority of our meals.
Yeah. What role, Denisa, in your opinion, what role does food service equipment play in helping you create and serve more healthful dining options to your customers?
Well, I know as a healthcare food service director and a registered dietitian, I'm always looking for ways to prepare our food in a very healthy manner. For years, our operation has worked to tweak recipes and to make them healthier, and equipment is a vital part of that. Using a grill instead of a fryer, not frying your broccoli, steaming your broccoli. Quick baking methods to speed up the cooking process to help the food retain its nutrition and its taste. There's just a great number of equipment out there that's available to help operators prepare their food in a much more healthy manner. And I know attending vendor shows like NAFM and AHF and others, it's a great way to learn what equipment is out there, talk directly with the manufacturing experts to get ideas on healthy cooking methods. I know I learn something every show I attend.
Yeah, and there's no shortage of opportunity to learn at events like these and to network. And there's, in addition, I think, to the technical expertise that you see in the booths and on display with the equipment, I think one of the things that's great is that you get to share some experiential knowledge with each other. You bump into people in the aisles. The shows will tend to have a nice level of technical expertise in their booths, which I think is a real good thing as well. Yeah, I think you guys, it's an interesting position that you sit in, because we were talking recently about how, when operators are looking to incorporate new equipment into their operations, one of the things they need to do is look at things more holistically and understand how it affects everything, right? Well, you guys, I think if anybody probably knows that, it's probably you guys as much as anything, because you have to fit in. You have to fit into the whole plan of the hospital as well, right? I mean,
Right.
You're not just some part of, you're not just this thing that's over here that's a little different from everybody else. And I would think that the procurement process has got to be a little bit different than your typical restaurant, because they're a singular focus and the hospital has limited funds, right?
Absolutely.
So if we're weighing against an MRI machine, or whether we need a new bun warmer,
Right.
it kind of
Right.
talk a little bit about, the procurement process. I mean, is that it's got to be a bit of a different process for you guys.
Well, I would say that, certainly you brought up the MRI, and when we request our capital for our food and nutrition departments, oftentimes we're aced out by things that are much more directly related to diagnostics and those kinds of things. And, that bun warmer just isn't nearly as sexy as the Da Vinci robot that can assist with surgery. However, we do make a point with our senior leaders about the importance of food and nutrition and helping that patient heal so that they can leave the hospital and return to their life. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I guess the other question I have is, given the intent to create more healthful dining options, what are some of the attributes that you're looking for in food service equipment?
Well, I would say, in a word, I'm looking for flexibility. I'm looking for equipment that my culinary team can use to create delicious dishes with minimal fat and salt, using the freshest ingredients available, and do it quickly, and in the retail areas, do it right in front of folks so that everyone knows what's in what they're eating. I'm looking for equipment that can be used for a variety of menu items and support a very varied menu, and one that doesn't stay stable as it might in a restaurant. I'm also looking for versatility in my cooking line, and looking for not only the power but the rest of the infrastructure of that cooking line to give me the capability to have a variety of mobile equipment that can be interchanged as menu changes,
Sure.
as consumer demand changes. And so I'm really looking for flexibility and versatility to support my menu variety.
One thing I'll add too is due to the nature of our meal delivery needs in healthcare, we also look for equipment that will hold our food at temperatures that we just within a certain range, and while it's holding that food, it needs to not deter from its nutritional value and obviously taste. A couple other things that I look for when I'm making equipment purchasing decisions are efficiency and cost effectiveness, ease of use and cleaning, and then of course it's economical use of natural resources.
And don't forget that ROI.
ROI, that's certainly becoming more and more prevalent. Well, with that, Denisa, Chris, I'd like to thank you for your time here today.
Thank you.
It's certainly been very informative, and I know our viewers got something out of this. So I appreciate you taking your time today, and thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.